Some places call to you, pulling at your spirit. They whisper to something deep inside, stirring a longing for adventure and discovery. It's as if the land itself is reaching out, inviting you to step beyond the familiar and into the unknown. Mount Bromo is one of those places. Its name alone conjures images of fire and mist, of ancient legends and untamed beauty. For generations, travelers have been drawn here, seeking something they can't quite name. It's not just a mountain, it's a living, breathing giant in Indonesia. The earth rumbles beneath your feet and the air is thick with the scent of sulfur and adventure. Here, nature is raw and unfiltered, a reminder of the planet's restless energy. I'd heard of its legendary sunrise, a spectacle that could change you. People spoke of colors that set the sky on fire, of a dawn that felt like a new beginning. I wondered if witnessing it would shift something inside me too. The idea became a challenge, an adventure waiting to happen. The thought of standing on the edge of a volcano at daybreak, feeling the world awaken, was irresistible. I knew I had to go. True growth happens out there, beyond comfort zones in the wild. The anticipation was electric. Every moment before the journey felt charged with possibility, as if the mountain itself was testing my resolve. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but the best things in life never are. The path would be steep, the air thin, and the night cold. But that's what makes the reward so meaningful. This journey was about more than seeing a sunrise. It was about feeling it, connecting with the raw power of the earth. I wanted to stand where the sky meets the land, to feel the wind and the heat, to be present in a moment that would never come again. Volcanoes humble you, reminding you of your place in the world. Standing before such immense power, you realize how small you are, and how connected you are to everything around you. The wild strips away the non-essential, leaving you with what matters: courage, resilience, and gratitude. In those moments you find clarity, and the noise of everyday life fades away. So I answered the call. I left behind comfort and routine, trading them for uncertainty and excitement. The mountain was waiting, and I was ready to meet it. I would go to the mountain and witness its morning ritual. I wanted to see the world reborn in the light of a new day, to be part of something timeless and true. Every adventure starts with a single step. This was mine. With each stride I felt the weight of expectation and the thrill of possibility. I was ready to embrace the cold, to let the mountain air fill my lungs and wake me up in ways nothing else could. The dark and the climb. The uncertainty of the path ahead only made me more determined. Each step forward was a promise to myself to keep going no matter what. Because on the other side of hardship, something incredible was waiting. The promise of a sunrise, the thrill of discovery, and the quiet joy of knowing I had answered the call of the volcano. The adventure began in the dead of night when the world was silent and the only light came from a sliver of moon hanging above the peaks. The mountain loomed ahead, its silhouette barely visible against the inky sky, promising both challenge and wonder. There was a sense of anticipation in the air, a quiet energy that pulsed through the darkness. The air biting and sharp, each breath stung our lungs and left a trail of mist that quickly vanished. Frost clung to every surface, turning rocks and shrubs into crystalline sculptures. The cold was invigorating, waking every sense and sharpening our focus for the journey ahead. We piled into a rugged jeep, our driver expertly navigating the punishing terrain. The vehicle lurched and swayed as it climbed, headlights cutting through the darkness and revealing the narrow, winding path. Every bump and jolt reminded us that this was no ordinary road. It was a test of both machine and spirit. The engine's roar broke the silence as we climbed higher, leaving villages behind for a world of shadows. The lights of civilization faded below, replaced by the mysterious shapes of the wild. It felt as if we were crossing a threshold, leaving behind the familiar for the unknown. Inside, strangers from around the globe shared a silent camaraderie, united by the promise of dawn. We exchanged quiet glances and nervous smiles, each of us lost in our own thoughts but bound together by the shared adventure. The anticipation was palpable, a silent agreement that we were all here for something extraordinary. The jeep bounced over rough tracks, every jolt a reminder that we were earning this view. The journey was not easy, but with every obstacle, our determination grew. The sound of gravel crunching beneath the tires echoed in the night, a steady rhythm that matched our racing hearts. As altitude increased, the air thinned and the trees became ghostly figures in the headlights. Their branches reached out like silent sentinels, shrouded in mist and mystery. The forest slowly gave way to open slopes, and the sense of isolation deepened with every meter gained. Finally the jeep stopped, the rest was on foot. We gathered our gear, nerves tingling with excitement and a touch of fear. The mountain awaited, silent and imposing, daring us to continue upward into the unknown. We stepped into the frigid air, our breath visible in the beam of our head torches. The world was reduced to a small circle of light, every step forward a leap of faith. The crunch of gravel beneath our boots was the only sound, a reminder that we were truly alone with the mountain. Above, a sky of brilliant stars stretched endlessly. The Milky Way arched overhead, a river of light guiding our way. In that moment, the universe felt vast and infinite, and we were just tiny figures moving through its grandeur. The silence was profound, broken only by the crunch of boots on volcanic soil. Each step brought us closer to the summit, and with it, the promise of sunrise. The ground beneath us was ancient, shaped by fire and time, and we felt its power with every stride. The real challenge, the final ascent, was just ahead. With hearts pounding and spirits high, we pressed on, ready to greet the dawn from the roof of the world. The final climb was a true test of will, steep, sandy and relentless, each step demanding more than the last. The ground shifted beneath our boots, the volcanic ash giving way, forcing us to dig in and push forward. The air was thin and cool, carrying the scent of earth and adventure, and every breath felt like a small victory. We trudged upward, head torches bobbing in the darkness, each step a battle against gravity and fatigue. The only sounds were the crunch of sand underfoot and the quiet determination in our breathing. Shadows stretched long and strange, and the world felt reduced to the narrow beam of light ahead. At the viewpoint, Penanjakan, a silent crowd huddled for warmth, anticipation thick in the air. Strangers became companions, united by the shared goal of witnessing something extraordinary. The hush was broken only by the occasional murmur or the rustle of jackets pulled tighter. The wind whipped across the ridge, the cold biting deep, cutting through layers of clothing and numbing fingers and cheeks. It was a raw, elemental cold, the kind that makes you feel alive and vulnerable all at once. We found a spot and began the wait, the vigil in the dark, part of the ritual. There was a sense of reverence, as if we were all participants in an ancient ceremony, waiting for the world to change before our eyes. In the darkness your senses sharpen, the winds whisper, the faint sulfur drifting from the crater below, the cold settling deep in your bones. Every sensation is heightened, every moment stretched out, as you become acutely aware of your surroundings and your own presence in this wild place, but also a profound connection to the people beside you, to the earth itself, and to the timeless rhythm of night giving way to day. In those quiet moments bonds are formed, even if only for a fleeting hour, as everyone shares in the anticipation. It's a meditative state, waiting for the world to awaken. The mind drifts between thoughts, the heart beats a little faster, and hope mingles with the chill. There's a sense of peace, of being exactly where you're meant to be, suspended between night and day. Then, a subtle shift. The eastern horizon softened, indigo replacing black, and the first hints of dawn crept across the sky. The darkness began to retreat, and the promise of sunrise became real, painting the world in new colors. A collective sigh rippled through the crowd, a release of tension and fatigue, replaced by awe and gratitude. It was as if everyone breathed out at once, united in wonder at the beauty unfolding before us. The long, cold wait was nearly over. Faces, tired but hopeful, turned toward the light, eyes wide with expectation. Blankets were pulled tighter but spirits lifted as the sky brightened. The final moments of darkness held the promise of everything to come, a new day, a new perspective, and the memory of a shared journey that would linger long after the sun had risen. And then, it happened. A razor-thin line of orange split the horizon. Silence fell as all eyes fixed on the growing band of light. The cold, the climb, the exhaustion, all forgotten in the face of overwhelming beauty. Colors bled across the sky, orange, crimson, rose, gold. The light crept over the horizon, pushing back the night. It was like watching the world being born again. This wasn't just a sunrise, it was a declaration. A new day had arrived. You feel small, yet deeply connected to the moment. All the noise of life vanishes. There's only you, the mountain, and the spectacle. As the light grew, the landscape emerged. Shapes, silhouettes, plumes of smoke turned gold. The first light was a promise of the panorama about to be revealed. As the sun climbed, the true masterpiece was revealed. Light spilled over the ridge, flooding the caldera below. The sea of sand and volcanic cones emerged, Mount Bromo puffing white smoke into the morning air. The scene was otherworldly, sculpted by fire and time. The sun painted everything in gold, the caldera glowed, the green slopes blazed. Every angle offered a new, breathtaking vista. This is nature's power, landscapes so epic they defy description. The moment is etched forever, the sun's warmth, the sound of camera shutters, the shared gasps of awe. It's a reward that feeds the soul. That sunrise was a metaphor for life. After darkness and struggle, the dawn is more beautiful than you imagined. Bromo's sunrise wasn't just a new day, it was a reminder of hope and resilience. The greatest rewards await those who dare to persevere. Mount Bromo's magic isn't just the sunrise, but the landscape it reveals. The Tanger caldera is a vast, ancient crater. Standing on its rim feels like the edge of the world. You're witnessing the aftermath of a colossal eruption, not just a mountain. Mount Bromo, always active, puffs sulfurous smoke. Beside it, Mount Batok's green slopes contrast the barren crater. In the distance, Mount Semeru towers, often sending its own salute of smoke. The sea of sand adds to the otherworldly feel, a desert in the sky. Crossing it feels like an expedition on another planet. The scale is immense, making you feel tiny in nature's grandeur. For the Tengerese people, this is sacred ground, home to ancestors and gods. Here, nature and culture fuse in a place of ancient faith and tradition. There's a spirit to Mount Bromo, an energy you can feel in the air, the rumble beneath your feet, the scale of the land. The mountain commands respect and inspires resilience. It's not just about beauty, but about the challenge and the growth it brings. The mountain doesn't care about your status. It demands effort and humility. In return, it gives you a deeper understanding of yourself. That sense of accomplishment becomes a source of inner strength. Nature teaches resilience. After every storm, there is renewal. The spirit of the mountain is the spirit of adventure, saying yes to challenges, choosing effort over ease. To live fully, you must seek out moments of awe and be humbled by nature's power. That's where you find true perspective and joy. You don't have to travel to Indonesia to find your own Mount Bromo. This story is about a mindset, finding the adventure waiting for you. We all have mountains, literal peaks, or personal challenges. The journey requires courage and stepping into the unknown. Find your mountain. It might be closer than you think. The scale doesn't matter. What matters is choosing to push yourself and see the world differently. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The time is now. Embrace the journey, the early mornings, the tired muscles, the doubts. The greatest rewards are the ones we work for. Start small, but start today. Take that first step. Your adventure is out there, calling to you. Fill your life with moments that take your breath away. In the end, it's these moments of awe and triumph that define your life. Experiences like sunrise at Bromo fuel our spirit and remind us of our potential. Sharing these stories is my way of igniting that spark of adventure in you. If these tales resonate, join our community of adventurers and dreamers. By following along, you're not just watching, you're joining the journey. Subscribe for more stories, more inspiration, and more wild places to explore together. Stay adventurous and never stop exploring.